Hello everyone. We have seen earlier master control station, the GPS control segment. Then we have started with the error, and these are the errors, that is ephemeric errors, a satellite clock, anospheric error, troposphere. And for all these error that is to be obtained for the satellite there. Now generally a satellite ranging is carried out by decoding the ephemeris data and transmission time from the signal received from the satellite and measuring the path delay between the satellite and the receiver error and the receiver. So because of that receiving signal, so there will be a lot of errors introduced in this particular process, and that errors introduced in the satellite, in the receiver, or in the satellite receive link. And this error, if you consider that major error factors, if you consider here, that is your clock and the ephemeris errors. So other errors are there, and that errors are nothing but the link, or you can say that path from the satellite to the receiver there. So ephemeris error are due to the actual and predicted position of the satellite, because there may be small changes in the position of the satellite, and that's why there will be the error. And this error is different from the range measurement, because it has a different effect on the range measurement by the receiver at different location, because satellite receiving the signal with a different angle. Now satellite generally use a high accuracy clock, and if there is a small error in the given clock corresponding the small error in per day there, so there will be a large error in the whole week. So that's why it is to be corrected there. Then a path, we can have a link error from the satellite to the user, and in between that path there will be ionosphere above the earth from 50 to 1000 kilometer length, and in this region it has the ions and free electron which affect the propagation of our electromagnetic signal. It is passing through the particular layer, so that's why it has some delay, and that delay is called as a group time delay. And this delay is a function of the passing through the this particular ionization layer, and that because of that number of electrons present in this particular ionospheric layer. In the day and night, that ionization layer varies because of that light, so that's why it varies with the time, and it has a total number of electrons and ions present in the ionospheric layer varies, so that's why that delay is a varies because of that timing. When we collect the information, receive the information from the satellite in the day, in morning, in afternoon, in evening, or at night, so that's why there will be a variation, and that variation because of that ionospheric layer. So that's why a GPS accuracy, if you consider, that is related to the how much will be the delay at the receiver. and because signal sent from the satellite to the receiver, it has a multipath there, link there, and that in that particular link that changes. So that's why there will be a transit time error, or you can say that accuracy of this signal changes because of that transit time effects. Now atmospheric layer, if you consider close to the Earth's surface, so that's why there will be a troposphere, and that is extended up to a 50 kilometer. And it has electrical nature, atmosphere. The time delay of a signal in this layer, which is independent of the frequency and depends on the temperature, pressure and humidity in this layer. And because of this, there will be a delay when signal is propagating through the troposphere, and that delay is unpredictable because it changes in the temperature or a pressure in the given region. Then a GPS signal received from the two different paths or more, so that is one direct link, and other signal received that is reflected from any surface. So that's why there is a difference in the signal level received by the receiver in terms of both amplitude and a variation in the phase. And that phase change indicates delay variation of the signal, and that's why it introduces the error in the time measurement. So some errors are there that can be eliminated, or we can remove by using the dual frequency and differential operations of a GPS. So if you consider that the errors in the particular signal, that is a multipath there, and at the receiver some errors are there, and that is errors are in terms of a meters there. Now the GPS receiver. In this case, a GPS receiver, generally an antenna we have, because it is a downlink, then a receiver, and we have a GPS receive a low noise amplifier that is present in this particular GPS. So here we can have a digital GPS receiver. If you see in detail about the GPS receiver, and it consists of an antenna, and it receives the signal using the that signal transmitting from the satellite, that is a right hand circular polarized signal. So the RF signal received by this right hand circular polarized antenna, and that antenna present at a receiver there. The signal received by the receiver, it has a low level, so that signal is to be amplified there. So here RF signals received are amplified by low noise amplifier, so that is called as a preamplifier here, and that preamplifier sets the noise figure of the receiver there. Even we can use a pre-filter, or we can say that a passive bandpass pre-filter between the antenna and the preamplifier to minimize the RF interferences there. Now these amplified signals are then down converted to an IF using signal mixing frequencies, that is from the local oscillator there, and these local oscillators are derived from the reference oscillator by the frequency synthesizer based on the frequency plan of the receiver design. So one local oscillator per down converter stage is required, and two-stage down conversion to the IF is typical, but one-stage down conversion and even direct L-band digital sampling to be used. So the gain is depending upon that what type of band we are using for the down, or which band we are going to use, and what type of conversions we are using. So we can consider that a local oscillator mixing, and that generates that upper and lower sidebands of the satellite signal. Generally, a low sideband, lower signal are selected, and a upper sideband or any interferences there that will be rejected by the a filter there, because after that we consider that band pass filter to remove the noise present there. So we are getting a PRN course after mixing. So generally only the lower frequency, lower band, it has a P code and a whatever the shift in the given particular signal. So Doppler shift we can have there in this given signal. Then after a down conversion, A to D conversion process and automatic gain control function that is used at a IF. So generally the digital receiver, it has a frequency synthesizer which is phase locked to the reference oscillator. The IF must be high enough to provide a single-sided band that will support the PRN code. Then some filters used, and that support for the or suppress the noise or unwanted signal. The signals from all the GPS satellites are received by this particular receiver at the given IF. And this IF is ready and processed by each of the end digital receiver. So we will get the information of this signal there. So we are getting the information from the A to D converter. So no demodulation takes place here for the given particular signal there. And this is nothing but the digital channel receiver receives the information from the signal there. And this receiver signal is processed by the processor, generally a DSP processor or any receiver, that is processor, is used to process the given signal for the each channel there. So and that is high speed processor used to receive or navigate or the user interface function. So that is about your digital GPS receiver, and we'll learn what are the differential GPS receivers next. Thank you all.